everybody, Joy here. Hi, Larry. Larry was upset with me because I gave his dogs different names. He doesn't know that if I really like something, it gets a different name. My friend Viv is like that too. We're very nickname people. And I call Jerry everything but Jerry, you all know that. So Larry, please don't be mad at me for calling your dog Hank Williams and your other dog Harperette. That's just what they are to me. Super cute. They're the cutest dogs you ever saw. One was black, one was white, one was like this big, and one was like this big. So cute. I don't know what breed they were. You know, when I was growing up, my mom went to the dog pound, and that's where we found our dogs. So I don't know what breed they were, but oh my gosh, they were the cutest things. So anyway, we had a wonderful time. Wonderful. I don't know how to say this. Sometimes when you go visit people, they want to take you and show you everything. Look at this mountain, look at this river, look at this creek, look at this rock, look at this, look at that. And I just don't care about that stuff. I'm like, show me a picture. Unless it's a quilt, because quilts are so different than the picture looks like they are. And you know, some things, like if we went to Plymouth Rock, I'd want to see that. You know, I might maybe want to see a ship or something. I don't know. I'd really just rather sew and go to fabric stores. I did want to go to a button store, but I think she said there was a button store in Dallas and we didn't go there. It's probably too far away. But both of them are just the nicest people. We just clicked right away. She has a wonderful sewing room upstairs. She's a great big house and a sewing room upstairs. And we made, I palmer and pleshed a pattern for her. And it was a learning experience for me because she has a completely different shaped body. I mean, she actually has a little tiny waist. So she has completely different body shape than I do. But I was able to get it to fit her, and I was just so excited. So that's what I like to do. I don't know, I don't really care to go sightseeing or go hiking up a mountain, or I don't know. I guess I'm just very odd that way. So, lovely time. She fixed this awesome, she called it soup. I wouldn't call it soup. It was like a super good chicken, some kind of stew or something. It was really good. Packed full of vegetables, and the sauce was yummy. So anyway, that was really good. We went to Culver's once. We went to Grass House. What's that restaurant? Grass something or other. And we went to church. We went to church Sunday morning. And we haven't ever been to a Church of Christ before. But I have had friends who belong to the Church of Christ. And it was very nice. It was very different in some ways. But the people there were just the friendliest, most loving people. So it was very nice. And we went to Sunday school, and then we went to church, and then we went out to dinner after church. So it was just lovely. It was just a lovely long weekend. And we're back, and now we're getting ready for our next trip, which is going to be someplace in Arkansas. I sent an email yesterday to this place that puts them on, and I said, is anybody ever going to tell us where we're going and what we're going to do when we get there and what the details are? And so she emailed me back and said, oh, we'll send that out tomorrow. Isn't that convenient? That company, oh, I'm telling you, they really need an overhaul. They really do. It's something they're working on all the time, I know. I hope they get it figured out. So what did I do? I didn't do anything except buy some red material, and it's downstairs to be washed. Went to Joann's, and Eileen doesn't shop at Joann's, and I don't blame her. And her Joann's, we went to two of them, but the second one is a new one. They moved from one place to the other like they did in Louisville. And I swear, the store is 75% crafts or more. you just could hardly find any fabric at all. It was just, they have one itty bitty corner of knit fabric, and these knits, they didn't have this one, they didn't have this one, they didn't have this one. I just bought these a couple weeks ago at a different Joann's. They didn't have the roses. They just didn't have anything. We were just, we were talking about it, saying how ridiculous it is that Joann's has just done away with so much fabric, and there's other lady shopping there, and she came over and she said, boy, I totally agree with y'all. It's not just me for a change. So what else did we do? We sewed and we talked, and Jerry and Larry talked and talked. They got along just fine. And the RV park, I know not a lot of you are RVers, but the RV park, it's brand new. It opened less than a year ago, and it's just neat and new and perfect, and nothing's broken and nothing's old, and it's not a campground, it's not a forest, it's not the woods, but each place they did make a strip of grass, and they planted grass there. And the hookups all work great. You know, some places you go and the hookups are all falling apart and you wonder if you're going to get poisoned by the water. But this place was really nice. They had a big clubhouse, but we did not go to it. What was the name of it? Let me think. Lakeshore RV Resort in Garland, Texas. I'm pretty sure that's right. So you know about my Season in Blue quilt that I'm making. The first Wednesday of every month, and here it is the middle of this month. And we're making, did I show you yet what we're making? We're making this. We're making this big star block, and I think we're making 5. 5! But you have to have templates. Well, you don't have to, but it's a funky cut. And I didn't want to cut it and not get it right. And I thought these were going to be 4 times the size they are, but these are the templates. Look how little they are. They're just itty bitty teeny weeny. So I've got to get busy making that, but tomorrow is Zoom day with Philly. And you know, Philly and I have been Zooming on Thursdays, and we're going to keep doing it. We're just having a blast. This was our last project, by the way. This was our second Zoom date, and it's my second chicken, and I was very upset that the chicken didn't sew out white. I thought the chicken would be white, you know, with white thread, but he's not, so I have a green chicken. Philly said, it's fine, you're gonna wear it. She put hers on white, so her chicken's way cuter than mine is. I think I have a picture of her. If I can find it, I'll put it right here. So I got home last night, and first I had to get, you know, the milk and the creamer and the lettuce and the tomatoes and all that stuff out of the coach and bring it in the house. And I did that as fast as I could. Went and got the mail, went through the mail, threw 9/10 of it in the trash. And then I came up here because I missed my sewing room. So I came up here and the place was an absolute mess. There's quilts on the floor, fabric on the chairs, patterns on the floor, everything everywhere. So I spent about 3 hours cleaning yesterday and organizing. So I have a table that's all empty and ready to make my Zoom pants tomorrow. I'm going to make Zoom pants. You want to see? This is the pattern that I used, and I think I did a video. I've started writing down. If I make a video, let me see if I wrote it on here. Woven pant with elastic waist, fit great. Now, I don't know if I put the elastic just in the back. Philly wants to put the elastic just in the back, and she said, show me how you do the elastic just in the back. So, I don't know if this is the one I did that on or not. I'll have to go down and look my pants up and see. Who knows? I did this in 2019. Good grief. This is 20, 21, 22, what, 3.5 years later. So, this is the pattern I want to use because I have a note on here that I really like this pattern. So, tomorrow I'm going to use the blue. Remember the shirt hanging on the door with the blue flowers? And I said I was going to make the blue linen pants. So I'm going to make those tomorrow. And Philly's going to make some pant. I don't know which one. And since I haven't been here, I really don't have anything to snip at you. So I just wanted to say, hey, I'm back. I missed you so much. we didn't have a way to even get on our computers or our TV until like the last 2 days, because their internet was horrible, and it wasn't private. And Jerry paid an extra $11 because their free internet was lousy, so he paid an extra $11. I got on my laptop to look at y'all's comments, and everything was in Spanish. All my email was in Spanish. Everything was in Spanish. Jerry said, oh my gosh, we got to get off this internet. It's not private. So we got off that internet. Our phones that we usually use for hotspots, that didn't work there either. So that was the only bad thing, really, was the RV park and the internet issues. Evidently our AT&T on our phones, they don't do that there in that RV park. They've got the air protected or something, I don't know. Speaking of Philly and Zoom, you remember my first project? Is that what we did first? We didn't do embroidery first. I think we've had 3 Zooms. What did we do the first time? I made pants. I made the pants out of this. And she made pants out of, she made a top. She made the red top, the red and black top. And then the next time we did this on our formerly unused Solaris embroidery machine. So we did this first, then we did this. No, pants were first, this was second, this was third, and now tomorrow we're both going to do pants. So we are loving our Zooms. We really are. It's almost like being together. It really is. I don't know why we didn't think of it a long time ago, but we didn't. Okay, I don't have anything else to snip at you with. Maybe I could snip at you this afternoon before I put this up. We'll see. I thought I'd stop out with a little snippet. It's, is that the real time or the fake time? No, it's actually 1:15, which is really the old 12:15. So what I'm doing is, you know, I told you I was going to make a pair of pants with Philly. And I wanted to use this blue. Well, this blue is linen, and I don't like linen. You know why? It has these white stripes in it, here and there. And it just looks like a boo-boo to me. There's a long one right there. Don't like it, but I like it overall. I like the weight of it, I like the feel of it, but I don't like how it has those little white things. And I know you're going to say, well, that's how you know it's real linen. I know. So how do you put in an invisible zipper? Well, the first thing you have to do is find one. I bought these in a whole bunch of colors from Waywack, I think it was. There's just a package of all different colors, 2 each color. It's 16 inches long. And so I don't like to pull things over my head. Every top that I've made, other than knit, but every top that I've made that's woven that I have to pull over my head, I always go, oh no, I got to pull it over my head. No, I got to pull it over my head. No, I got to pull it over my head. So I'm putting a zipper in this. This is a Sure Fit Designs design, sleeveless, with the bust dart in the front, moved down to the bottom, and then removed from the side seam. You've seen me do that before, so I'm just going to quickly show you how to put in an invisible zipper. I'm not taking credit for this. People always say, oh, you know so much, you know so much. Well, I know so much because other people know so much, not because I know so much or I'm so smart. I wanted to put in an invisible zipper. I put in lots of invisible zippers, but I always forget. Now, how do you do an invisible zipper? If you go to YouTube and you search how to install an invisible zipper, you won't need to watch me ever again, okay? So, what you do is you put interfacing, fusible, interfacing 1 inch wide, at least as long as your zipper, but really longer. My zipper's going to end right here, and you can see my fusible interfacing goes past that. That keeps it from stretching when you're sewing your zipper in it. Then I've put my 2 backs together. There they are, together, right sides together, and I sewed my 5/8 inch seam in. I sewed it with a basting stitch from the top to where the zipper's going to end. And I have a little mark right there. That's where the zipper's going to end. So I basted it to there. Then I stitched it with a normal stitch 2.5 from there down and locked it at the beginning and the end. So I have a 5/8 inch seam here, interfaced on both sides. Okay, simple so far. Pardon my eye. When I was putting my mascara on this morning, I managed to stick the wand in the side of my eyeball. Not very far, but it's just enough to hurt your eye all day long. Thank God eyes, and when you bite your tongue, they heal quickly. It's so nice. All right, I am going to press this seam open, interfacing and all. This is really simple. The main thing is, to get an invisible zipper in, is pressing close enough to the teeth. Pressing the teeth a certain way and sewing, not pressing, sewing close enough to the teeth. That's really the secret of an invisible zipper. So you can see I pressed that flat now. So you're going to take your invisible zipper. Let me turn my camera down, then you can quit watching my eye blink over here. Hold on. So here's your zipper as it comes. I haven't done anything to it other than find it and bring it in here. So what you do is you open up the zipper. And you'll see that the teeth are all curly. They're just curled to the inside, the little plastic teeth. And don't worry about melting them. I mean, don't deliberately hold the iron on them for a week, but don't worry about melting them. What we want to do is we want to get the roll out of the little plastic teeth. We want this to lay down flatter. It won't lay down totally flat, but it will lay down flatter. So I'm just going to push it over with my finger. Take my iron and iron them, and if they melt, I'll let you know. So far, they did not melt, but I think I'm going to need some steam. Steam just forces things to do things right, you know it? My new iron, my Focus, it's in my store. Focus, Focus, see how good? It has a whole bunch of holes and it steams real good. Okay, so now one side is flatter and the other side is still rolled. Okay, so now if you look at the teeth, can you see them on me? If I hold still, I don't have any lights on me. I don't want them shining in my eye. See, it's much, much flatter. Then you want to put your zipper on, and I am going to get my flatter. This ironing board is kind of puffy. You would think this would be puffy, but it actually holds up better. Is this important? I have no idea. And I have ironed off my 18-inch mark now. You know, I like to do that. So let's just put the 18-inch mark back on there with something that doesn't erase. Okay, the zipper starts up here at the top, goes down here. Okay, so right here is my stop of my zipper. So I did it with a Sharpie pen now. I'm going to take my contact out. Hold on, y'all. Oh, that feels so much better, but of course I can't see now. Oh, it feels a lot better. Okay, the contact must have been on whatever I did to my eye this morning. So you're going to zip your zipper up, and you're going to place it on this center seam, in the middle of the seam. This is the back of my top. It has the 5/8 inch seam in it. It has the interfacing ironed onto it. And you know what else I'm going to do to this? I bet you know. I bet you're saying to me, Joy, 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 you need to do this, you need to do this. Yes, I do. Because I do not want to serge this seam closed because it's going to have the zipper in it. I'm going to go serge both sides of this seam so it will be finished and it won't ravel. This is woven. I'll be back. All right, you can see that I have now serged the edges. so they will stay together. Isn't that nice? You know, I need to be real serious about this because it's linen, for heaven's sakes. Usually I sew with quilting cottons. Oh, my friend Eileen says she never shops at Joann's. She does not like their fabric. She gets fabric online like so many people do nowadays. All right, so here's the thing, Bing. You zip up the zipper. You are going to put it right here in the very, 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 very middle of that seam. But first, you have to put some seam down here. Now this girl used double-sided tape. I have not used double-sided tape. I don't know if it works better than the seam does, but I just like seam. It's pretty permanent. It leaves a little bit of glue on your needle, but you know, wipe it off. It's not the end of the world. All right, so I'm doing seam because that's just the way I always do. Could I change? Yeah, I could change. I could do it different. It wouldn't bother me. But this is what I've done before and it's always worked, so if I have problems with it today, then I guess I'll have to say I should have done it different. So you put some there. It's still, the seam is still sewn together. It is still sewn together. What you do is you glue it down and then you remove the basting stitches. Okay? I don't think I've ever done it this way before. Usually I just have the seam open and I line the zipper up on the 5/8 inch line and just sew it. But we're going to try this. All right, seam down. Lift. Now you realize I'm doing this the first time. Let it dry or iron it down some more so the glue will stay and the paper will come up. Let it cool. What y'all doing today? Are you enjoying the new time? Oh yes, oh yes. I was in here till 8:30 last night, putting all my patterns away and putting all my fabric away and getting everything cleaned up for my next project, which is this blue pair of pants and blue sleeveless top. Come on now. Why isn't this coming off? It wants to be difficult. Maybe this seam doesn't like to be on linen. I don't know. Maybe it didn't iron down very good. This one's coming off easier. I've never ever had issues with seam not behaving. But maybe when you're using linen, it wants a little longer heat. So now we're going to take the zipper and we are going to very carefully place its center crack, or whatever you want to call it. It's not a seam. The very, very center of this has to go to the very, very center of this seam. So that makes sense, right? And does she zip this down? Now I know she zips it down in a minute, but I don't think she zips it down yet. Okay, now who's she? Her name is Lucy, like my mannequin. Her name is Lucy and she's from England. And she's one of these people that talks funny. I mean, she doesn't talk funny where she lives, but she talks funny where I live. And she talks so slow. I speeded her up to 1.25 and oh my goodness, it was so much better. My ears liked it much better. Ta-da! This is fiddly. Every so often you have to look and see, is it on the seam? Is it in the middle? Because it looks crooked. It looks crooked right there. It is crooked right there. Oh my goodness, the whole thing's crooked. See what you have to do? You have to be so careful. I wonder if you pinned it. First time I've done it this way. Like we can tell, Julie, we can tell. Yes. I'm not putting a zipper in my pants tomorrow. They're going to be pull-on little kid pants with elastic in the back. That's right. Elastic. Elastic is for grannies and little kids. That's what I think. All right, now I'm going to iron it down again. It seems to be more centered. I think what happens was you have to be careful when you iron it, because my iron is so big. You have to be careful when you iron it that you don't push it. So you just got to put it, but don't push it. I think that's what I did at first. So now I'm doing the non-pushing version. All right. Okay, let's come back over here and see. Oh, that's not supposed to be ironed down yet. I tell you, this linen doesn't really like this steam-a-seam. How are you doing? Are you in the middle? Yeah, you look like you're in the middle. In the middle. In the middle. All right, so we'll just put a little heat on the non-pushing system. I may speed this up to go really, really fast because it's going to be super boring. So from here on, we're going to go fast. So here's the right side, and here's the invisible zipper, glued to the back, glued. I'm going to make sure, I'm going to go over it again, make sure that's melted. Right side down, right side down. You want to make sure that on the front, your zipper pull, you know, is on the front. You're going to have to start over. I've done starting over before. I sure have. I sure have. Lots of times. Okay, now, when Lucy got through with this, she basted it. I'm like, what the heck? I just went to all this trouble with this glue. Why the heck should I baste it? So I'm not going to baste it. What I'm going to do is I'm going to rip out the length that was basted. I basted it on a 4.0. I'm going to rip out the basting. It's sewn permanently from the zipper down. Okay? So I'm coming in here with my Becky. Actually, it's Becky's husband's Keith. And we aren't unpicking. We're picking. I don't know why everybody says unpicking. She did. She said, I've unpicked the seam. What do you mean you've unpicked it? So you mean you sewed it back together? I don't know where that term came from, but it's just backwards, I'll tell you. It is backwards, in my opinion. Let's see if this is sharp enough to just go down there. You got to be real careful doing this. If you have a really good seam ripper, and these that Keith makes are. Who's Keith? Y'all know Becky. Keith is her husband. The big old teddy bear. Everybody loves him. He is just the nicest man. And he makes these in his shop because he's bored watching Becky make quilts all day, I guess. I don't know. Actually, he sees that she needs stuff, and so he just makes it. All right, let me see if I'm down to the place yet. Let me see. It might be a good idea if I mark how far down to rip that out. So I put a pin there. Can you see what I'm doing? You have to hold it here. There we go. So we're ripped out. Wasn't that easy? So see? See how it's ripped out? And so what you do now is you unzip See, there's the zipper sticking out. So you unzip the zipper. Unzip it all the way down there. And make sure that the rest of your zipper stays where you put it. Yes, right there. All right, now here's the trick. This is the big trick. Oh, and I didn't do the trick right. I've already screwed up the trick. Because the trick is to leave the zipper longer than what you want it. So I'll just zip it up a little bit there. You want to leave the zipper longer than where you're going to attach it. And so then you come through with your thermostat or your whatever it's called, through here, and you pull it down into the extra length of your zipper. But I screwed that part up. She had another 6 inches under hers. I don't. So I've got right to there. I've just got the tiniest bit left. So I'm just gonna move mine down there like this. She did something where she took her thermostat or her hemostat, whatever it is, and stuck it in here. Then she pulled the thingamajig, that thing, the pull. She pulled it way down to the bottom of the zipper. And so then there wasn't anything here for her to sew around, you see? I hope that makes sense. Look, go over there and find her. It's at Sewing Essentials, and just search how to put in an invisible zipper. So now what we're going to do is we're going to open both sides up flat. We're going to go to our sewing machine, and we are going to sew as close as we can to these teeth. And I am going to use my zipper foot or whatever foot I can get. I don't have an invisible zipper foot. I do on my Solaris, but I don't on any of my Berninas. So I'm going to sew as close as I can to those teeth right there. Okay? I'm going to do that and then I'll come back. Okay. My advice is go watch Lucy at Sew Essentials. It's fine. It turned out fine. But I could not do it on my Bernina. I do not have a invisible zipper foot on my Bernina. You're not supposed to need one. You're just supposed to use your regular zipper foot. And after you flatten out the teeth, it's supposed to sew up close enough. Well, it doesn't. So I went over to my Solaris that I only use as an embroidery machine because I bought all the extra feet. Jerry bought them for me for Christmas one year, $300 or something. And I looked in there and it had 2 invisible zipper feet, and I actually used both of them. And those little dudes get up close. So my suggestion is watch somebody else show you how to put a zipper in. But this is mine. This is the invisible zip. That's the front. This is the back. And it's good enough for the guys I go with. You have to have a zipper longer than what you want, and then you're going to cut off the extra length. So the idea is you have a room to pull the zipper pull down past where your zipper is going to end. That way you can finish the sides the whole way up and down with your zipper foot or your invisible foot. Then you can zip the zipper back up. And then it's all finished, and all you have to do is cut off the extra length of the zipper and sew over the teeth. So you go over there and watch Lucy, because she'll do a whole lot better job showing it to you. Mine turned out fine because I'm determined. If I had to, I would have sewn it by hand. How come I look like I'm a million miles away? I'm sorry, I don't have my contact in, you know. Okay. Well, that's the end of the how not to do an invisible zipper snippet. Let's turn off the iron. Oh my goodness. Next time I decide I want to make a blouse out of the extra material, would you please tell me it's a bad idea? I have been sewing this all day, ever since my snippet this morning. I've been sewing this, and then I showed you the zipper. The zipper's okay. It's actually the best part. Part darn, my hair been just off on 50 times. So I have to totally hold my stomach in because I made it not look like, you know, a maternity top. I put darts in the front and darts in the back. But I can't relax. I can lose 10 pounds. I'm working on it. I gotta quit making bread. That's #1 thing, no more bread. So anyway, time to go downstairs and figure out something to make for dinner that has no calories. So, let me see, what could that be? Oh, I know, water. We'll just have water. Oh my goodness. Oh, and lettuce. Lettuce doesn't have any calories. And celery and carrots. Oh, here comes sideburns. I'm talking to the camera. But I need you. Okay, everyone, that's it for now. I'm going to stop this so-called snippets. It's not a snippets. It's just, hello, I'm back, and I'm sewing with Philly tomorrow. And so I'll probably I'll snart a real snippets. What is wrong with my tongue and my brain? Okay, Mr. Burnsides just came in here to go get something. I don't know what. He's still trying to connect our house to our barn. So when our coach is in the barn, which it is, our coach is back in the barn because that's where we store it, but we can open up the slides and live in it and everything, but it doesn't get internet. And so he's on the phone with probably somebody from India or somewhere trying to figure out. He's worked on it for weeks and still hasn't. There's just problems. First of all, one of the things that he bought ended up to be defective. So they said, oh, we'll send you another one. It'll be there tomorrow. Well, it's been 10 days. And so it was here when we got back. He's working on it. But anyway, I have to go. I'll be back tomorrow and start a real snippet video. How about that? But I'm done for the day. I was doing so good last night. I had almost all the fabric folded. My floor was clean. My entire floor was clean. My entire table was clean. Maybe after my air dinner that has no calories, maybe I'll come back up here and clean up some more. But tomorrow, it's Pants with Billy, and I've got to go for now. Love y'all. Bye.